Denny Hamlin, 28th. Tyler Reddick, 31st. Read that again because if you blinked, you missed one of the most brutal qualifying sessions of the entire NASCAR season. The teams everyone expected to dominate got buried. And the team nobody wanted to bet against just locked out the front row like it was nothing. Tonight at Atlanta, the fastest cars in the garage aren't the ones you think. Ryan Blaney takes the pole for Sunday night's Cup race in his number 12 team Penske Ford, turning a lap of 3,815 seconds. That's career pole number 14 for Blaney and his second already this year. Joey Logano lines up right beside him in the number 22 Penske Ford, missing the pole by just 36 thousandths of a second. Kyle Larson starts third, Austin Dillon fourth, Daniel Suarez fifth. Then Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, and Brad Keselowski round out the top 10. And buried in the back of the field, 20th or worse, every single Joe Gibbs Racing and 23XI car. Hamlin at 28, Reddick at 31. To understand how big this is, you need to understand what Team Penske just did. All three Penske Fords swept the top 3 spots in round 1 of qualifying. Not one or two of them, all three. That's a manufacturer statement, and it's the kind of dominance you don't see by accident on a track this demanding. Now flip that around and look at Toyota. Every JGR and 23XI entry qualified 20th or worse. But here's the twist, that might not even be a bad sign for them. Toyota reportedly prioritized race setup over qualifying speed today, which means they may be playing a longer game. Starting position at Atlanta has never been the whole story, and a team gambling on race day handling over one fast lap is betting they'll be better where it counts, at lap 250, not lap 1. Still, optics matter. Hamlin or Reddick starting in the back puts them directly in the middle of the biggest wildcard variable at this track, the wrecks. More cars between you and the front means more chances to get collected in something that isn't your fault. Meanwhile, for Penske, this is about validation. Blaney's already talked about wanting to see what this Ford has in the draft, and that tells you everything about how differently pole position gets treated here compared to a normal mile-and-a-half track. A fast qualifying lap means almost nothing once the pack forms up tomorrow night. Let's break down what actually matters heading into the race. Starting P1 and P2 with teammates side by side is a legitimate tactical weapon at Atlanta. Blaney and Logano can work together in the draft, trade the lead to manage tire wear and track position, and force the field to split their strategy, trying to counter 2 cars instead of 1. That's a real advantage for about the first half of the race. The problem is, drafting math doesn't care about starting position once the laps start piling up. The lead car at Atlanta is constantly exposed. Every car in the pack behind Blaney and Logano is hunting them, and a strong push from the right spot in line can erase a full straightaway of advantage in seconds. So don't assume Penske's qualifying sweep translates into a Penske win. It gives them options. It doesn't give them the finish. Now look at where the real threat sits. Larson in 3rd and Elliott in 6th. That's about as good a position as you can ask for on a track like this. Enough track position to stay out of early trouble, enough room behind the leaders to read the draft and make a calculated move late. Hendrick has run this exact playbook at drafting style tracks before and expect their cars to be patient and lethal in the closing laps rather than aggressive early. Then there's Toyota. Starting deep isn't ideal, but if their setup gamble pays off, watch for Hamlin and Reddick to be quietly working forward all night while everyone else focuses on the front 2 rows. The danger for them is simple. You can't gain track position at Atlanta if you're not around at lap 200. Every extra car between them and the front is a chance for someone else's mistake to end their night early. Bottom line, is Penske's dominance today smart execution or a false alarm? It's real speed, no doubt, but add track engineered for chaos. The fastest car in qualifying and the car that wins on Sunday night are historically 2 very different conversations. Penske fans are thrilled right now, and they should be. A 1-2-3 sweep in round 1 in a front row lockout is nothing to downplay, but NASCAR Twitter is already buzzing about the Toyota situation. Some analysts are calling it a smart strategic gamble. Others are calling it a warning sign for a manufacturer that's dominated most of the season suddenly nowhere near the front on speed. Expect the media narrative to hinge entirely on tomorrow night's finish. If a Toyota comes from the back and wins, this becomes the smartest setup decision of the year. If Hamlin or Reddick get collected in a wreck they had no business being near, the questions about qualifying strategy get a lot louder. Here's how Sunday night could realistically go. Best case scenario, Penske's front row advantage holds through. The mid-race Larson and Elliott work their way forward as the laps wind down. And we get a green flag battle for the win between 3 or 4 legitimate contenders in the closing laps. Clean racing, chaotic finish, everybody's happy. Worst case scenario, a big wreck develops and the pack collects one of the Toyotas starting deep in the field through absolutely no fault of their own and knocks a championship caliber driver out of a race they had no business losing. Given how far back Hamlin and Reddick are starting, that risk is very real tonight. Do not be surprised if the winning car isn't the one leading with 50 laps to go. So which is it? Did Toyota make a genius setup call, or did they hand Atlanta a golden opportunity by starting their best cars in traffic? Let me know your prediction in the comments before the green flag drops tonight. Who's your pick to take the checkered flag? Penske continuing the sweep, Hendrick playing the patient game, or a Toyota coming from the back to shock everybody? If you want race night breakdowns like this all season, make sure you're subscribed to SportsWire USA. This one's shaping up to be a wild finish.